Welcome to episode 6 of Project C06. There's a lot going on in this episode. We tackle the trunk lid, we do the front fenders, and also a rear spoiler. So let's get into it. Continuing with Project C06, as you can see, I have the trunk lid off, and we have the original one right here, and I have a replacement carbon fiber one, but this is just a skin. There's no structure underneath. It's just a carbon fiber skin, and the skin is meant to be put on and secured with hood pins because it's a race part. It's super light, much lighter than the stock cover, but this car is not for race. I'm building it more for show. So what I'm going to attempt to do is remove the skin as best I can from this frame, and once the yellow skin is off, I'm going to put the carbon fiber over top and just replace the skin that I removed. And I don't think I'm going to be able to remove this entirely, but what I will be doing, I'm going to be cutting around the perimeter and then aggressively sanding the top of this down so that when I put the skin on top, it should be roughly the same level as this one is, and I can bolt it back up and use it with the hinges and use it as a regular trunk lid cover. So that's the plan. All right, so this is the trunk lid project. I cut off the outside perimeter of the original trunk lid. I also sanded it down, probably took maybe an 1/8 to 1/4 inch material off of it, and I have the carbon fiber skin on top of it, and I have it weighted down on all 4 corners and in the center. Give this about a day to dry, and I should have a fully functional trunk lid that opens and closes like stock, but it's going to be carbon fiber. I wanted to get this on camera. I want you guys to see how bad the fitment of these carbon fiber parts are. So this is the driver's side fender. This is the factory one that I just took off, and then here's the carbon fiber one that needs to go on. Let me give you guys a point of reference. They're both laying flat on the ground, and I want to show you how high the top part of the corner of the stock fender comes up. So this comes up to about 6.5 inches, right? You see that? Now let's look at the carbon fiber one. Carbon fiber comes up, well, about 2 inches. So we got 2 inches versus 6.5. So I'm supposed to make up 4.5 inches somewhere on that car from the poor fitment of this fender. I have to make up 4 inches. I thought it could not be worse than the rear quarter panels. You know, it's a Z06. I had to do extra work, extra cutting, but the front fender is the same on all C5s, convertible, coupe, Z06, it doesn't matter. So I figured, of course, the front fender is going to be a better mold and a better fit. It is not. I'm going to have to try to make up 4.5 inches. It's ridiculous. Now, with that said, you can expect to have to do modification when you're putting an aftermarket part on, but I mean, come on, this isn't even close. With that said, I'm going to get them on, and I'm going to get good fitment because I'm going to take the time and the effort to do so. But I really wish the manufacturer wouldn't make it so hard. If you can just give us a half decent mold, a half decent part, this would be so much easier. Not to mention that the fenders don't even have pre-drilled holes. So I have to drill out every single hole in order to fasten the fender to the car. So, a Project C06 update. I did get the carbon fiber fenders on, and I purchased these front fenders from the same company that I got the rear quarter panels from. and the fitment was just as bad. Now, I didn't think that it would be that bad. I know that the Z06 is a little different, but every single C5 Corvette has the exact same front fender. So I figured they would get that one right, but they did not. So a lot of work, a lot of hours, had to cut them and do all sorts of ridiculous things to get them on, but they're on. So let me show you what I'm dealing with now. Got them on, and I figured, great, let me put my lights in, clean everything up, and be on my way. This is the driver's side stock fender, and I want to show you this cutout I just made. It's a cutout of the opening for the headlight. So when you take this and you transfer it over to the carbon fiber fender, you can see there's all this extra material here that will not allow the headlight door to clear. So I have to cut this or grind this out. I don't see a lot of cars with carbon fiber front fenders, and I'm starting to understand why. I can wholeheartedly see guys buying these, and after trying to put them on, sending them back to the manufacturer. I'm going to make these work though. I'm just going to take the time and go through it. I feel like I'm kind of at the point of no return now, so I'm just going to keep at it and keep adjusting until I get the best fitment I possibly can. I have the front fender mocked into place, and once again the fitment is god awful, and I have to cut this. I have to pull it off and cut it. If you look at this gap, it's somewhat consistent, and then it gets so close that it touches the door, and then it goes out and gets back consistent again. Where I have this taped off, I have to cut that, or my door won't clear. Buyer beware. You better be ready to spend a lot of time messing with these things if you want to get them on your Corvette. So here is the bottom side of the spoiler. I've made a couple of templates for the mounting points. So I'm gonna go and test fit it, transfer it onto the Corvette, drill out the holes, and try to get this thing on. All right, looks like my template transfer worked out really well. So instead of measuring 20 times, I did this template, transferred it, and I have my holes perfectly marked. So I'm gonna drill these out, and then I'm going to pop out one of the tail lights from each side and fasten everything together. All right, so I finally got the spoiler on, and it looks good. As you can see, it's laid out right now, so I'm gonna pull the car out tomorrow and get a proper look at it with the carbon fiber spoiler on. Here is the Project C06 update. As we can see, we have the carbon fiber C6 ZR1 style front fenders on, and we have the race edition spoiler, carbon fiber of course, and this pretty much brings us to the end of Project C06 for 2020. It's been a lot of work done. I really like the way it turned out. There may be a few minor changes here or there next year, but for the most part, this is what the car is going to be. I really like it. I think it's something different. Just really happy with the way this turned out. So we can get a look at the progress. We can see the rear quarter panels on. We see our ZR C6 style front fenders. I'm going to give you guys a look at the interior again. I did the torch red, completely changing out the interior. I really like it. Just gives the car a little more personality. It's pretty bright and in your face, but I feel like that's the way a Corvette should be anyhow. So I'm really happy with the interior. And now we're just going to take a look around the car again. You can see we have the spoiler, we have the LED tail lights, just a side shot of those wide quarter panels. Moving along the side, you can see our front fenders and the hood and the custom sleepy eye headlights. And also, I just want to note, I am not painting this car. I like the two-tone look, so that's what it's going to be. Just want to say thanks for watching. Make sure you check out the entire playlist. Watch all the videos to see this build from beginning to end. Thanks for watching, and God bless you all.